Could you talk about addressing legacy technologies from the standpoint of providing zero trust? If it's a huge barrier, then we need to find a way to rectify that. And it's usually not by buying new stuff.
It is a huge problem. And with this one, I kind of get the problem from the customer side, from the victim, from the damnified side. You've got 25-year-old devices out there that have been certified that you cannot move a needle inside of them or around them before losing that certification. And you need that certification because you're handling human life, you're handling energy, you're handling transportation, you're handling produce, you're handling a lot of critical stuff that you can't just be messing around. Yes, I have my laptop. I can try a couple of things. Worst case scenario, I bring it to the Apple store or I format the hard drive and restart my thing. There are certain devices where you cannot do that. So companies, organizations are super cautious about not making waves. So when you bring them something, you say, listen, TCP/IP is 60, 70, 80 years old. It has bugs. It's easy to exploit in certain things. And your device uses TCP/IP. So if the protocol is not protecting you, then it has to be the operating system of the device that you're running. But that device is also 25 years old and it hasn't been patched in 10 because that would break the certification because the new update of the kernel is not compatible with the software from, let's say, medical device manufacturer.
Right.
And then you can't. And then they know, sitting here, 20-year-old technology, 10 years ago, the last time I updated my firmware. Yep.
And guess what? It's extreme. It may be a $1 million MRI machine. It's generating revenue, and you're going to get pushback from that executive going, "You're not touching it."
Exactly. So I get it. But at some point, you need to protect it because if it's 25 years old, if the firmware is 10 years old, anything that happened after that, you are vulnerable to. And once someone gets in, and you can't install McAfee on an MRI machine. There's nowhere to double click and install software. So McAfee or any other software, you just can't. So you can't change the fingerprint. So what we've seen is that companies either disconnect them from the network altogether, and then they need to fly people over to do any sort of troubleshooting at all, or get telemetry from them, etc. Or they connect them to the network and they take the risk, which is crazy and very expensive and risky. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, and another example, I did some work in process control, and you go into the console and run an inventory report from the manufacturer's console, and you find out some of these devices have had an 11 or 12-year uptime, haven't gone down. So, to touch that, IT people really need to understand that different world of OT and why they slam the door when you say, I need to upgrade your device.